Good morning, Niagara. You're tuned into Car Connection, where the coffee's hot, tools are ready, and the talk is always tuned up. I'm your host, Niall Motormouth Jenkins, coming to you straight from the Car Connection workshop, where we mix a little humor, a little know-how, and a whole lot of horsepower. Here, it's not just about fixing cars. It's about keeping you rolling and saving you money, giving you the confidence to understand what's under that hood. From the classics to the commuters, to the weird noises and those what the heck moments, we've got you covered. So grab your coffee, sit back, join the crew, because this is Car Connection, your Monday through Saturday morning pit stop for stories, smarts, a few good laughs. I'm Niall Motormouth Jenkins, and we are shifting into drive this morning. You can find us on all podcast platforms, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Podbean, and the like. Just type Car Connection Workshop into the search bar, and you'll find us there. All the bits and pieces that you need to know how to connect with us are on the homepage of our website. That's where everything is located. If you'd like to follow the build and repair work that we do, connect with our program partners, everything is there in one spot. Makes it easy for you to navigate. CarConnectionBusinessNetwork.com. That's ccbusnet.com. Top right-hand corner of our homepage, you'll see the links for our YouTube channel, Instagram, Facebook, Stevensvilleontheweb.ca. That's a website our very own videographer Skippy put together to kind of marry together the local businesses and community. And so she's placed us there as the automotive professional, so you can just click on the businesses tab, and that's where you'll find reels, bloopers, outtakes on Facebook, Instagram, and Stevensville on the web. And I believe there's a little reel up there right now from Springfest, which happened on June the 6th. I was in the dunk tank all day, and yes, the water was absolutely freezing cold, but I hung in there till about pretty close to 4 o'clock. 2:30, I think it was like 2:30, quarter to 3, but you can see all of that even on Facebook. I know that there's some stuff up on Facebook as well. We have a merch store. We've been getting poked a few times. Do you have any merch? Yes, we do. If you haven't purchased your very own Car Connection beverage mug, they are available now as well. They have been for a little while. So any item that you purchase in our Freedom Expressions online merch store, all the proceeds go right back to Total Freedom Addiction Campuses, Canada and USA, changing lives one at a time. And so join with our crew, grab some Motormouth gear, and know that you're standing with Skippy and I, helping them to get to a campus and also to change a life one at a time. Well, let's jump into this morning. We've got our morning swiggy coming up. I'd like to thank our certified financial planners, Tony Melly and Larry Tetro, for helping a lot of people out there, especially right now. Things are tough, and don't give up. That's the first thing I can say is if you're having financial issues, you can't seem to see light at the end of the tunnel, or you've got an investment portfolio that just doesn't seem to be cutting the mustard, all those questions that you have regarding finances, investments, debt, estate planning, mortgages, life insurance, critical illness insurance, an hour and a coffee will take care of all those questions, and you'll feel a whole lot lighter. So leave your wallet at home and your purse. You're not going to need it, but what you are going to need to do is climb into our website, CarConnectionBusinessNetwork.com, and select who you want to work with, Tony Melly or Larry Tetro. I work with them both for over 20 years. They're my financial planners, and they are truly my brothers from other mothers. They are an amazing couple of guys, two of the best in all of Canada, but they're extremely humble, and they don't need any more clients. The reason behind being a part of Car Connection was to share their knowledge with those who need a hand up, to give you a lift. So connect. That's what I'm telling you. Don't stew about it anymore. Lay all the cards on the table and get that hour and a coffee discovery meeting under your belt and watch what happens. So thank you for that. Our daily weather brought to us by Kathy, Dave, and Dan Grimo at Niagara Block, 5000 Montrose Road, Niagara Falls, building Canada since 1931. All the building blocks you can think of, they make them right there on site. They have angle iron and rebar, all those things to put up that special building you're looking to create. And hardscape landscaping materials. That's one of their fortes. So if you're looking to create a beautiful backyard space for you, your family, your neighbors, your friends to hang out in, or just you, a space where you can just go and be. I have one of those spaces, and it's, to me, this time of year, it's outside, it's invaluable. I love just the time to be quiet and be still. So if that's you, get in touch with Kathy. She can connect you with a contractor that can estimate, design, build, and then you enjoy and put that all together for you. So thank you to Niagara Block for providing us with our morning weather on 321. That's how we have our morning beverage. If you're just joining us, whatever flavor yours is, it's just fine with us. We like the higher octane, though. I got to tell you, it's 99.5% octane boost, not a penny less. So on 3, 2, 1, let's have our morning swiggy. You ready? 3, 2, 1. And don't forget your 16-pack of Crayola crayons in your leaf bag. That's your Car Connection laptop. And you just unfold, fold, take notes, unfold, fold it over. You can go forever. And crayons don't run out of ink. This morning, bit of a different topic this morning. Vehicles are tools. Are they? Well, we're going to unpack that and kind of figure out how is it a bit of a tool. I think their vehicles are we're more emotionally attached to our automobiles. You ever notice? Well, maybe you don't. Depends on where you live. I live on a corner, and the studio's on a corner. And we see the dog walkers, and you look, after a while, I look at the dog and I look at the dog walker and I go, it's true. Really, it's true. The owners start to look like their dogs. I mean, it's real. Somebody mentioned it to me before. You ever noticed, dog owners start to look like their pets? No, I go, no, that's foolishness. It's true. We have a lot of dog walkers here, and I've seen the light. I have seen the light. Let's have a look. Speaking of seeing the light, are you subscribed to our YouTube channel? Because everything we talk about here, a lot of it you can watch in video. Actually, things that not everything we talk about here, but on our YouTube channel, you get to actually watch things in action. When brakes go bad, when fluids are leaking, when vehicles have problems. And yesterday we wrapped up a series on a 2009 Hyundai Accent that had service light issues, oxygen sensors blowing out, and a crank sensor that would leave you on the side of the road without any warning. Just, hey, I'm not starting. I've just decided today I will not start. And so that's all corrected. You have to watch the video on that. We finally got all the parts in, and we put that together yesterday. And Skippy was here, and we shot a number of videos. And we are video loaded all the way to the middle of July right now. So, and still we shoot videos, fresh ones, and we have a couple of different series coming up. So our YouTube channel is a great way for you to actually see how to do these things, some of the basic fundamentals, so that you can understand your automobile a whole lot more. And then maybe you'll become in tune with your vehicle a whole lot more, which will help you with understanding. It definitely helps to have that knowledge. It like reading, the manual before you get yourself in trouble. Well, today, here's what we got for weather. It's been a bit cool. It was 54 degrees yesterday here on the south shores of Lake Erie. It was sunny for the most part, but the wind was very, very sharp yesterday. 57 right now and cloudy. Wind is making it feel cooler, about 53 degrees. Partly cloudy conditions from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. with mostly sunny conditions expected at 8 a.m. So that's coming up. Yeah, actually, as you're listening to this, it's 8 a.m. Exactly. So today's temperature range, here it is, from 56 to 72. Feels more like 52 to 71. Precipitation meter, possible 0.1 of an inch. So you might want to take your Nelly with you, just in case. But that is what's going to happen on the south shores of Lake Erie and the Niagara region, heading close to the U.S. border. So that's what we're into this morning. Thank you to our good friends and couple, Louise and Earl Grant at City Auto Sales and Leasing, providing us a great resource for low mileage, top quality vehicles at fair prices. Greater Toronto Area's premier pre-owned auto store. Check them out if you're looking to buy a vehicle and say goodbye to the one you currently have. That would be a safe place for you to even get leasing and in-house financing. I had to search for that word for a minute. Yeah, it's been a long week already. Let me tell you, holy smokes! I was working late in the mini barn organizing it yesterday, and had to move some stuff around on the tire racks. I'll tell you, swinging these 17-inch tires for SUVs are heavy. I call them the behemoths. But anyway, everything is all settled in, washed and right and tight and put away and where it needs to be. And it was just kind of, things were getting cluttered in there. And I like to get to those things before they get completely out of control. Amen? Yeah, we're tackling the garage this summer. And I prefer to do it on cooler days, so we're kind of hopsing right now and getting after that is tidying up. Let's tidy up, get the stuff that needs to leave out the door, donate, give, free, whatever. And here, I'll tell you, you could put a well-worn pair of sneakers out by the corner of the driveway and they'll be gone. Like you'd go, like those things are done. Oh no. Put them at the corner of the driveway, gone. Like in no time. So it's kind of like the W store. Just if you don't want it, put it at the end of the driveway here on the corner and it's gone. And I put some stuff there the other day. It's gone. Every piece of it gone to a new home. So it's a great way to clean house, if you know what I'm saying. So it works. Let's jump into our title this morning. Vehicles are tools. And I view everything that we've worked on over the years, in 32 years now with Car Connection, and we have a couple of fundraising vehicles that we bring out just once a year, and then they're tucked away. But they always have to have maintenance. That's just the way it is. When vehicles are parked for extended periods of time, and what you may ask, well, what's an extended period of time? I would say beyond 30 days. If something is sitting 30 days, you'd be surprised the stuff that can go wrong with it. I kid you not. The stuff that can go wrong with it. Oh, everything was good when I parked it. Yeah, so times that by, say, 5 or 6 months. It kind of, the problems enhance themselves. They breed, I think. So vehicles are tools. So those vehicles that we bought many, many, many years ago for next to nothing and brought them back to life, rescued them, turned them into fundraising vehicles where we get out in the community and the kids and the parents can have their picture taken in the automobiles. They're tools. For us, not toys. They're tools, and then they do need the work to keep them going. So let's jump in. I've got 5 things for you with regards to this topic. So vehicles are tools, or number one, or are they? I'm not sure how you view your automobile, that your daily driver, but my daily drivers are tools. I could not imagine not having them. To be able to, if one goes down, we have a spare. And you can just get the keys off the key rack and away you go. Everything's ready to go, gassed and ready to go. And that's also how I do lawn maintenance, is when I'm finished with the mowers. And Henry, my old-fashioned John Deere tractor, he's a miniature tractor. He's actually not a lawn, what do you call it? Lawn tractor? No, he's actually a tractor. Yeah, he's very heavy. He's from the 80s, and I restored 2 of them. And the one that I've kept is Henry, and I've had him for quite a while now, and the other one is Walter. I took Walter out to Dunville. I fixed them all up. Everything was top drawer, and so if you're looking for a miniature tractor that has 49-inch mower deck on it, and you can put all kinds of attachments on it, it's at Pete's place in Dunville. And Pete's selling it up for me, and I appreciate the guys there. They're great when you need parts. But when you're finished with something, the best way to treat it is get it ready for the next run. And that's what I'm used to with working on highway trucks. Tractor trailers and trucks, they all need to be ready at a moment's notice to do a run. It's not when that one's got to go down the road, now we got to get it ready. So after you use something, clean it, gas it, recheck the oil, the next moment you need it, you can just go. Get it out of the shed or the garage and go. You don't have to tinker with it. So that's why I view the vehicles and everything that I have as that helps me on the day-to-day stuff and reduces a lot of stress, is when you stay ahead of the maintenance by treating them like they're tools. So when I need a tool out of my toolbox to do a job, I can just reach for it. I don't have to fix it. I don't have to find it. I know exactly where everything is in my monstrous toolbox. I can't even reach the top anymore. I think I'm shrinking. But I have to stand on my tiptoes to see the top inside box. That's where all the sockets are. And when you get towards the back, it's like being in a supermarket. It's crazy, but you've got to have everything ready to go. And when you view your vehicles as tools, you'll get a different mindset. You really, really will. Instead of looking at it, it's just a car. It's to get me from A to B. It's more than that. It is the tool that helps your life stay in order. So imagine this. Imagine this morning you don't get to have the keys to your automobile for 30 days or 60 days or 90 days. Can you picture that? Can you picture your life right at that moment, the 90-day mark? That you may not even be the same human being you were at the 30-day mark? I can imagine that. It would be very, very difficult. So number 2 brings us to, I think, as I mentioned about noticing the dog walkers here, you can't help it because at night, early morning and later evening right now, the dog walkers come out and they get they get that in for the dogs. I think it's more for the people personally, but the dogs take their people for a walk. Some of them do, they technically do. Personalities. Let me know in the email, motormouth.jenkins@gmail.com. Do you think your vehicle has some kind of personality? Is it actually a piece of you? Do you think your vehicle is an extension of who you are? Do you look like your vehicle? And I think we tend to do that. I think we tend to modify and add things inside. I know I do. My vehicle is a university on wheels, and it is a workhorse out at the farm. Where actually it's my friend Charlie's farm, one of many, but that's where our wood lot is. And I say we're going to the farm. Most people that know me know where I am. So as I'm out at the wood pile, yeah, that's where you go when you're in trouble. You got to go to the wood pile. But I think even myself looking at the daily drivers, they are really an extension of of who I am. And when I climb in, everything is where I want it. And if there's anything special that I need to be with me on the road, it has its place. And when I'm packing vehicles up to go to the farm, everything is loaded in toters and all the tools are laid out exactly the same way all the time. And yes, I view it as being an extension of who I am. The FJ Cruiser is a rolling toolbox to go to the woodlot. Everything has to be in there in order to handle any circumstance or situation. So it has to be able to perform my daily duties. Do you see the same thing in your own automobile? Yeah, shoot me an email and let me know. Is your vehicle an extension of your personality? And number 3, I think we can become very emotional about vehicles. And I see that a lot, especially when I go to car shows. I like to hear the stories of the automobiles. And you know what? I have people that bring me, some widowed ladies, single parents, and their vehicle it's the big deal. I mean, it is a big deal that, oh, my grandmother gave me this car. I inherited this vehicle from an aunt or an uncle. There's emotional attachment there. Attachment or attachment? I guess you could say it any way you want. Attachment. And you have to understand that. Because I think I've told this story before, was we had a number of vehicles that came in to our shop on the Hamilton Mountain at Jenkins Automotive and Repairs, that these were vehicles that were handed down sometimes 2 generations. I kid you not. And it was important to make sure the vehicle was kept in top drawer condition all the time because of that emotional attachment. So I remember one time one of my workers, Jimbo, he made a comment about a young lady's car. Well, I said young, but she's probably, at that time it was been maybe in my mid 30s, and she was probably closer to 50 than I was to 40. Anyways, and Jimbo said, "Well, what a piece of junk." And I said, "Jimbo, wash your hands and come here, please." And I said to him, "Let me tell you about that car." I said, "You haven't been here as long as I have. And that vehicle was her grandmother's. And she was very close with her grandmother. And she's lost her husband. And she's raising 3 kids on her own. And she works. She's not sitting at home claiming the dole. She's working to teach the kids, this is how you do it. This is how we have to survive." And the kids were very well behaved. But yeah, her vehicle looked a little, it was sometimes dirty. But, you have to look at what's going on behind the scenes. So I said, it may look like a piece of junk to you, but that's an extension of her grandmother. And I said, if something happens to that car, I said, I'll tell you what, I don't think she'll be the same. I said, so our job is, it's not for us to say that thing's a piece of junk. It's everything to the person that can't replace it. Amen? If that's the one you got, that's the one in the driveway, and especially in these times, that applies to many families. Hey, it ain't so much a piece of junk anymore. Let's fix it up and keep it going as long as we can because that's all we got. And that, I think that's the emotional attachment right there, is it can be emotional attachment because it's memories. It could be an emotional attachment because that's the only vehicle you have, and if it goes down, now what? Now what? So I'll tell you, from that day forward, when that vehicle came in, Jimbo would say, I'm working on that. I'm working on that. And he would, on his own time, he would vacuum that car out and wash it and put it outside. I think I hit a nerve. And he took very good care of that vehicle for that lady every time it came in. And she certainly appreciated it. So I think, let me know in an email, are you emotionally attached to the vehicle that you have, or in the past, perhaps? Or maybe you just inherited a vehicle from a passing family member. Are you attached to that vehicle, and how? Tell me your story. Give me a little bit of your story. Number 4, vehicles can, and in most cases, they're an extension of who we are. Why did you buy that specific vehicle? Why does it have to be that particular vehicle? And I love asking people that question. Especially at car shows. Why did you pick this year, make, and model? And then I listen. And, it's very interesting to hear the story. And they are definitely, when you go to cruise shows, car shows, just ask that question. Why did you pick this specific year, make, and model of vehicle to bring it back to life? Be the next caregiver. And listen to the stories. They're amazing. They are actually sometimes overwhelming. So, because there's such an attachment there. And number 5 can be owning a car can be a love-hate relationship. Don't you think? Sometimes I want to give it a good swift kick in the tailpipe. You're not the only one. Yeah. They can drive you crazy at times. You put some money into it and things seem okay, and then all of a sudden there's a little plethora of more things that need to be taken care of. But I'll tell you, at the end of the day, when you get it all caught up, you won't even remember it. The vehicle's running well, performing well, and helping you to get everything done on your daily, weekly, monthly schedule. You forget about it. But when it's happening, not so much. And that's where I think the love-hate relationship comes in. And I am one of those. Sometimes it's just like, you gotta be kidding me, right? With all the things I gotta get done, and now you need this? Come on. Yeah, get me a break. Exactly. So, and I have seen some very intense moments of fellowship with a car and its owner, where they just kind of lose it because they've just socked a bunch of money into it. Now something else is wrong with it, and not a second time, a third, fourth time, and it gets pretty intense. That's where I almost want to put a helmet on at the shop at the time. So owning and operating an automobile is and can be a very emotional experience, can't it? I think it can. But the one way that you can kind of reduce that stress is there's only 2 ways to really own and operate an automobile. And I've said it before. It's living with it and working with it and being in the unknown. And what that means is you have no idea what could potentially happen to the vehicle that you're working with, because nobody's checking anything. Nobody's staying up on repairs and maintenance. So you're just every day you turn the engine on and you head down the road, it's a big question mark. And I think that can be the highest stress level possible in owning an automobile. The unknown, driving the unknown automobile. Whereas if you're driving in the know and you're maintaining it and you're staying on top of it and you're understanding that it is a tool to help you with your daily, weekly, monthly schedules and things that you've got to get done, and you understand the importance of vehicle maintenance and preventative maintenance, and you're doing it, you live a life with a lot less stress, my friend. You've got it put together. You're living with a lot less stress and peace of mind and the freedom that comes with that. So I'm going to pull over and park and leave that where it is so that you can ponder. Where are you truly in your automobile that's in your driveway and the keys are in your hand? Where are you with regards to the relationship with that automobile? In the unknown or in the known? Think about it. Think about it. Get back to me. Send me an email. What vehicle do you have or have owned that you had a direct serious relationship, an emotional attachment. And here's just a quick funny wrap up here is I have owned, and not without choice, just kind of like, can you come and get this vehicle out of my garage? I'm ready to get rid of it. And the one that comes to mind right now is an older lady. She's probably long gone by now. Wonderful Scottish lady. Lived in the heart of Ancaster. I met her through, if you listen to Hamilton Radio, what was it, CHML? CKOC? The Car Doctor was a good friend of mine, John Booth. Introduced me to this lady, and then I had a group of these ladies, and they were great to work with. And this one specific lady, her husband was a well-known craftsman who traveled the world and did all the woodworking in a lot of cruise liners on the ocean. Just beautiful woodworking, crazy good. And his name was Jimmy. And I get this call this one day from Ann. That was her name. And she said, Niall, my brother's here, and Jimmy's car something's fallen off. It's in the garage, and it smells like gas. It's leaking gas. Can you get that car out of here tonight? I'm like, tonight, Ann? She goes, yes, my brother's here, and he's saying this car has to get out of here tonight. So I made arrangements with our flatbed driver, and we went over there, and she said, you have to come in the dark, and I'm not going to be here. I can't be here. She said, I want you to take that car out of here and do whatever you want with it. So I didn't know anything about it other than I knew when I put her Cadillac back in there that there was a car sitting there. It was a white Buick Regal. It was beautiful, but it had been in there since he passed. I don't know how many years. So I did exactly what she said, and then I swept up everything, and I said to the flatbed driver, I said, just park it in front of the service bay. I'll get it inside when I get there. He goes, no, I'll wait for you. It's okay. I'll give you a hand. We'll have some coffee. And he's like, okay, thanks. So cleaned up all the bits and pieces and swept out the garage and everything. And then the next night I decided I'm just going to spend a half an hour or so and just put Jimmy's vehicle up on the lift and see, can we get this thing back out on the road, do you think? And then in my heart of hearts, I was thinking, I wonder if Ann would be okay with that. How do you approach that? Because the attachment, I knew there was this attachment. So I looked it over and everything, and even Jimbo said, we should fix that. That'd be a nice run-around car for you. I said, well, yeah, it probably would. I said, till somebody else wants it. But anyways, it was pretty decent. So now I had to approach that runway, and so I did. I called her. I said, hi, Ann, it's Niall. She goes, oh, dear, you did a lovely job. I said, well, I wasn't just going to leave you in a mess. I know your brother was upset because the whole exhaust system fell off in the garage. That's what it was. The whole thing was laying underneath the car. So how long it had sat there, I don't know. Anyways, long story shorter, I said, Ann, I've looked over Jimmy's car. Would you mind if I fixed it up and used it for myself as a runabout? Oh, dear, that would be wonderful, she says. And she's crying on the phone. I said, I promise I won't bring it out to the house or anything, but I said, I don't want to see it go to the wrecking yard. I think it's better than that. She goes, you enjoy it. You enjoy it, she says. So we do have emotional attachment, I think, very much so, to our automobiles. Happy, healthy motoring today. Keep it under 100. And, put the coffee on. Maybe we'll come to your house tonight. Maybe. I'm just saying maybe. Make it a great day. Peace, patience, and kindness always. We'll see you tomorrow morning for another Motormouth Morning Drive. Bye for now.